Welcome to Blessed Horizons. My friends, what if I told you that 12 days from now, on March 21st, 2025, your life and the entire world could change forever? I'm not here to scare you, but to wake you up. My name is Lily Allen, and on March 2nd I died, yes died, for 6 minutes and 45 seconds. I was cooking dinner, just another ordinary day when everything went black. But where I went in those moments wasn't darkness. It was a revelation straight from Jesus himself. He showed me something so urgent, so earth-shattering, that I have to share it with you. If you're feeling lost, spiritually numb, or like something's missing in your walk with God, this message is for you. The enemy is about to pull the greatest trick in history, and it's coming in 12 days. Stick with me until the end, because what I'm about to reveal could save your soul. And I promise, you've never heard this anywhere else. Now, real quick, did you know most people watching Blessed Horizons aren't even subscribed? That's wild. If you're not one of them yet, hit that subscribe button right now. You don't want to miss what's coming next on this channel. It's going to change how you see your faith forever. Let's walk this journey together. So, what happened when I died? What did Jesus show me about March 21st? Let's dive in. Picture this. It's a quiet afternoon, March 2nd, 2025. Rain's tapping gently on my window. The kids are at school. My husband's at work. I'm in the kitchen, slicing onions for spaghetti. Nothing fancy, just a meal to warm the soul. Then out of nowhere, a heaviness hits my chest. At first I brush it off. Maybe it's the onions, right? But then my hands tremble. My heart races like it's trying to break free, and a dizziness sweeps over me. I stumble to the sink, splashing cold water on my face, but my legs buckle. I collapse, the cold tiles pressing against me, and the world fades, garlic bread burning, my phone buzzing faintly in the distance. Then, silence. My friends, I didn't know it yet, but I had just stepped out of this life and into something eternal. Suddenly, I'm not on the floor anymore. I'm above it. I see myself lying there, pale, still, smoke curling from the oven. My neighbors pounding on the door, the alarms screaming, but here's the wild part. I feel no fear, no pain, just peace. It's like what Paul wrote in 2 Corinthians 5:8. We are confident, I say, and would prefer to be away from the body and at home with the Lord. That's exactly where I was lifted out of the chaos into a calm I can't even describe. Have you ever had a moment where life just stops and you wonder what's beyond? That's where I was headed, carried by an unseen hand into a light that wasn't just bright, it was alive. And trust me, what came next wasn't just a vision, it was a call, a warning, a gift for you and me both. So there I am, rising, my kitchen, my body, the world shrinking beneath me like a fading dream. I'm not scared, my friends. It's like being wrapped in a warm embrace, pulled upward by a force I can't see but can feel in every part of my soul. The light around me grows, not harsh, not blinding, but alive, pulsing with love and wisdom. It's like what John saw in Revelation 21:23. The city does not need the sun or the moon to shine on it, for the glory of God gives it light. That's where I was, bathed in God's glory, a place where fear doesn't exist, only peace. Have you ever felt a moment of stillness so deep it humbles you? That's just a whisper of what I felt. Then out of the light I sense someone near me. I can't see his face yet. The brilliance is too much, but my heart knows him instantly. It's Jesus. My soul trembles, not from fear, but from being seen, truly seen. Tears pour out, not because I'm sad, but because his presence is overwhelming love. Lily, he says, his voice gentle yet strong, carrying the weight of eternity. I don't speak with my mouth, my thoughts just flow to him. I'm here. He smiles, and it's like the universe holds its breath. He touches my shoulder, and in that instant, every burden I've ever carried, every doubt, every sin melts away. He knows me, flaws and all, yet loves me still. And then he says, It's not your time yet, but I need to show you what's coming. What's coming, my friends, isn't just for me, it's for you too. Now, standing there with Jesus, his hand still warm on my shoulder, I feel this pull, like the air itself is shifting. He looks into the distance, and I follow his gaze. The light parts, and a vision unfolds before me, like a window into time. March 21st, he says, his voice steady but heavy with meaning. Everything changes. I see cities buzzing, people shopping, working, laughing with their kids. It looks normal, familiar, like any day you or I might live. But beneath it, a shadow creeps in, subtle, almost invisible. Jesus turns to me, his eyes piercing yet calm. This is the day the deception begins. In the vision, massive screens light up in town squares. Leaders, presidents, officials stand before crowds promising safety, a new system to fix our broken world. They unveil a tiny implant, barely bigger than a grain of rice, slipped under the skin. They call it progress, healthier lives, no more lost IDs, everything at your fingertips. People cheer, lining up, desperate for relief after years of chaos. Even churches join in. Pastors say it's a gift from God. But Jesus leans close and whispers, it's the mark of the beast, not with force, but with convenience. Think about it. How often do we trade truth for ease? Like in Revelation 13, 16, 17, where it warns of a mark to buy and sell. This isn't a tattoo or a barcode. It's a lie dressed as a blessing. And oh, my friends, how easily we fall for it if we're not listening for his voice. As the vision plays out, I watch people embrace this implant like it's the answer to every problem. A mom waves her hand to pay for groceries. No wallet, no fuss. A kid's implant glows as he walks into school. No ID needed. It's smooth, effortless, and everyone's smiling on the outside. But then I see something shift. Their eyes dull. Their prayers feel flat, like they're reciting lines instead of talking to God. I turn to Jesus, my heart racing. What's happening to them? He looks at me, sorrow and strength in his gaze. The enemy offers comfort, he says, but it comes at the price of their souls. It's chilling, my friends. I see a family at dinner. Dad asks how the day was, but the kids answer, like robots, no spark, no joy. The implants controlling more than payments. It's numbing their spirits bit by bit. Jesus points to a woman on the street. Her implant flashes, and she turns toward a building like she's on autopilot. Their free will is slipping, he says. They think they're choosing, but they're not. It's like what Paul warned in 2 Corinthians 11:14. Satan himself masquerades as an angel of light. This isn't chains and dungeons. It's a cozy trap. Ever notice how we cling to our phones, trading real connection for a screen? This is that, magnified 1,000 times. Jesus leans in, voice firm. They're losing me, Lily. That's why you have to tell them, knowing me is their shield. The vision stretches further, and I see how this implant weaves into every corner of life. People don't just use it, they depend on it. Stores stop taking cash. Schools demand it for enrollment. Jobs require it to clock in. A man tries to buy bread with coins, but the cashier shakes his head. Chip only. Parents implant their babies at birth, told it'll boost health and smarts. Hospitals make it sound like love. Even churches jump in. Pastors flash their glowing wrists from the pulpit saying, God's all about progress. But I see what they don't. A shadow settling over every soul who takes it, dimming their light, their link to God. Jesus stands beside me, his face etched with grief. It starts with convenience, he says, but ends with control. Their thoughts, their choices, their faith, it all fades. I see a church service, big screens, loud music. Everyone's got the implant. The pastor preaches blessings, but the spirit's gone. It's hollow, mechanical, like a show with no heart. Jesus whispers, they'll still say my name, but they won't know me. Think of Matthew 7:22-23, people crying, Lord, Lord, but he says, I never knew you. That's the risk here, my friends. We trade God's voice for a system's hum, and it sneaks up so slow. Ever let a habit steal your prayer time? This is that on a cosmic scale, and it's coming fast. The vision shifts, and now I see a different group, small, scattered, but radiant. These are the ones who say no to the implant. Life's tough for them. Stores lock them out, jobs vanish, neighbors turn cold. I see a dad begging for food for his hungry daughter, cash in hand, but the vendor shrugs. No chip, no deal. Yet, as he sinks into an alley and prays, a loaf of bread appears beside him, straight from God's hand. Jesus smiles softly. They'll face hardship, he says, but I'll provide just like I fed Elijah by the ravens in 1 Kings 17:4-6. These believers gather in secret, fields, basements, anywhere hidden. Their worship is raw, their prayers alive with power. Miracles ripple through them. Sickness heals, food multiplies, angels shield them from harm. Jesus points to their glowing faces. They're my remnant, he says, not many, but mighty. They hear my voice, they know my truth. It's like you, my friends, ever felt alone? Standing for what's right. That's their strength here, faith over fear. The world calls them outcasts, but Jesus calls them free. And oh, how that freedom shines when everything else dims. Now the vision sharpens. These faithful ones aren't just surviving, they're thriving in ways the world can't touch. I see a mom cradling her sick newborn, no doctor to call, but she prays, and a warmth fills the room. The baby's fever breaks. Her cries turn to coos. Another scene, a group in a forest shares a tiny meal, but as they thank God, the food multiplies, baskets overflowing like the loaves and fish in John 6:11-13. Jesus nods, his voice steady. I'll provide for them, just as I did in the wilderness. They'll lack nothing. Then I see the enemies move. Drones hum overhead, soldiers raid homes hunting these believers. But every time they close in, the faithful vanish from sight. A patrol storms a basement church, empty to their eyes. Yet I see the believers standing there, untouched. There, hidden in my hand, Jesus says, like Isaiah 49:2 promises, he made me a polished arrow and concealed me in his quiver. The enemy's blind to them, my friends. Ever felt God shield you in a storm? That's this, a divine cover no system can crack. Their light burns bright, pushing back the dark, and it's only getting stronger. The vision pivots, and I'm back in the cities, shiny, efficient. Everyone's got the implant glowing under their skin. A couple sits on a park bench, hands linked, but their smiles are stiff, eyes blank. The implant sinks their moods, but love's gone cold. A classroom hums with kids, all answering in unison. No questions, no wonder, just programmed responses. It's orderly, yes, but empty. Jesus sighs. They think they're living better, but they're losing their humanity. The enemy gives comfort. I give peace. Then I see the faithful again. Simple homes, no tech, just each other. They laugh, they cry, they pray with a fire that shakes the air. A man strums a guitar, singing to God, and the Spirit moves like a wind you can feel. It's Psalm 16:11 in action. In your presence is fullness of joy. The implanted wander, restless, spiritually starved despite their ease, while these outcasts overflow with life. Ever notice how gadgets promise happiness but leave us hollow? That's the trap here, my friends. Convenience numbs the soul, but knowing Jesus fills it. And as March 21st nears, that choice is creeping closer. Suddenly I feel a tug, like gravity pulling me back. The visions fade, the light softens, and Jesus looks at me, his eyes steady and urgent. What I've shown you is enough, he says. Now you must share it. I want to stay, to ask more. But before I can protest, I'm gasping on my kitchen floor. Paramedics hovering, my husband sobbing, smoke thick in the air. I'm alive, my friends, but forever changed. 6 minutes and 45 seconds gone, yet I've seen eternity and a deadline. March 21st. Jesus' words burn in me. Tell them, not to scare, but to save. He said, "My people will hear my voice and know the truth." John 10:27. But too many aren't ready. That implant's coming, sleek, subtle, a wolf in sheep's clothing, and it'll feel so right until it's too late. Ever ignored a quiet nudge from God for something easier? That's the danger here, magnified. I'm no prophet, just a mum with a message. Stay close to him. Listen, because what's coming isn't just a day, it's a divide, and he's calling us to stand firm while there's still time. So here I am, back in my kitchen, the garlic bread charred, but my soul ablaze. March 21st looms, 12 days away, and Jesus' warning echoes, "Know me." It's not about panic, my friends, but preparation. The faithful I saw, they weren't superheroes. They were regular folks who clung to him. How prayer, real and raw, think Daniel 6:10, kneeling 3 times a day, unshaken. They knew his voice because they listened daily, not just when life got tough. Ever let a busy week steal your quiet time with God? That's where this battle starts, staying close now so you'll spot the lie when it shines. Jesus showed me the implant's pull, convenience whispering, "Trust me." But he said, "My sheep hear my voice." John 10:27. That's our shield, a heart tuned to him. Try this. Tonight, sit still, open Psalm 23, and ask him to speak. It's simple, but it builds a faith no system can shake. The remnant thrived because they chose the hard road of trust over the easy path of ease. March 21st isn't the end. It's a beginning, a chance to stand as his light. And oh, how the world needs that light right now. That's it, my friends. March 21st is coming, and Jesus has already won. Will you be ready? I've shared what he showed me because you're worth it. Your soul, your freedom, your connection to him. So what do you think? Are you hearing his voice today? Drop it in the comments. Share your story, your thoughts. Let's lift each other up. If this hit you, subscribe now and hit that bell. Don't miss what's next, because this journey's just starting. Check out the video popping up on your screen for more truth to fuel your faith. Thanks for being here. I'll see you soon. God bless.